Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and I am back with another owner spotlight. Today we have Dr. Winston Allen. Winston, what's up, man?
Man, it's great, man. I'm so excited to finally be on a call with get to share my experience. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Winston, I was excited to see you because you have a very unique story. So before we get into your unique story, where is your practice at, and how long have you been practicing for?
So my practice is in Melissa, Texas, which that's the next suburb up from McKinney in this North Dallas corridor and whatnot. I graduated dental school in May of 2014. So, I mean, as time flies, I mean, I guess I've been practicing dentistry for 6 years now.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Couldn't be happier. We opened up that office April of last year. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And now you have a unique story, and so we wanted us to spotlight your story. So talk about your journey and how you ended up partnering with MB2.
Yeah. So, man, I guess this has to go back to my days in high school. So,
Yeah.
whenever I was a sophomore in high school, my best friend's dad was the small town dentist in the town that I grew up in, and I knew that I wanted to be in the health field somehow, but also wanted to kind of call my own shots and not necessarily be at the mercy of, say, a big hospital group. So whenever I went to college, I said, I'm doing pre-dent. And the professors are all, well, we don't have a pre-dent society. I was like, well, I'm doing pre-dent. But yeah, so anyways, fast forward, 8 years or so, become a dentist, and I, come up to the North Dallas area where we're growing like mad up here. And honestly, from the day that I got out of dental school, I was trying to get on that path to ownership. I knew I didn't want to be an associate for, extended period of time. And I had always been, just trying to research and learn how the business of dentistry works. And I was in a position where I was able to actually go to multiple different offices and see how it's scaled and see how they design offices and see what equipment they use. So that was really eye-opening. Basically, after about 3 years of working as an associate, I was ready to, pull the trigger. So, around then, I found the town that I wanted to, start up the dental office in, which is Melissa. And I start researching everything, the population growth, the demographics, the growth of the school district, students that are coming in, we have young families, tons of single family homes going up in this area. I said, this is where it's going to be, So I kind of just took it upon myself because I was, that entrepreneurial spirit, that, hey, I can do anything, just set my mind to it, right? The American dream. And I started learning how to get a plot of land approved through Planning and Zoning Commission, at the city level, and then go to, the city council, get my site plan approved, go to the civil engineers, and figure out what a fire hydrant flow rate of water and I'm having to put in a 12-inch pipe versus an 8-inch pipe, and then my architectural renderings and how I want to design the office. So I'm putting this all together, kind of just on my own. Well, I'm kind of pulling the wagon, and I'm looking for a part-time position while I'm doing this. So then I can kind of, equally distribute my time with, opening up this practice, envisioning it, and then also, having some income, So
Paying the bills. So you got to pay the bills too.
Yeah. So I come across an MB2 opening at one of Dr. Mauricio Dardano's offices. I interview with him, and we have we just hit it off, just like best friends and whatnot, just immediately. And he always told me, he said, Winston, I really don't care, where you open up this practice. I mean, it sounds like it's a really cool opportunity for you and this, that, and the other. And I was like, yeah, I mean, because it's 3 miles up the road. Are you okay with it? He said, yeah, you can open up next door. I don't care. But, I've done this before. It is a big, big, big project. you're going to need some people on your side that know how to do this, right? And we're always here, if you, get to where you need to, ask us some questions or figure out some things, do it, but otherwise, hey, come work in my office, but go get them, type thing, and that's a culture of MB2, in general, is, very entrepreneurial driven. It is, you do what you think is best for your practice and you get it done. So anyways, I mean, I keep, working with MB2 as an associate. I'm also then planning and, getting this office going to a certain degree from a city approval perspective.
Right.
And we get the hard bids from the general contractors on the actual site work and everything. And it came in about 10% higher than I was expecting. And at that point, given my budget, I knew that once we started breaking ground, there was going to be some change orders likely, and then that would swell up a little bit more. It's like, well, maybe I do need to, see about, seeing if there is an opportunity for a partnership in some dynamic here, and mind you, I've been, spending all this time, like I said, learning how to, work with architects, learning how to work with engineers, I needed to get back into the dental chair and do what I do best, right? And I need to get myself, at that point, I hadn't gotten a logo, I hadn't done my website, I hadn't, made my Facebook page and all this stuff, how am I going to get patients in the door, whenever I have all these other balls in the air juggling, right? So I said, gosh, I need some teams in place, to help me. And not only teams in place, but teams that are good at what they do, right? So I approach MB2 and I think I'm the only, dentist or partner doctor with them, that's actually shown up with, architectural renderings, and also, with the demographics of the town and everything.
Here you go, guys.
I'm banging the table. Hey, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Trust me, and they say, hey, this type of fire that we want, in our organization, we're going to be with you, and, yeah, I mean, we partnered up. It couldn't have been a more smooth transition. I knew that the way that negotiation and the way that we determined how to partner up with all of that I was dealing, honestly, I mean, I'm going to say it time and time again today. They're good guys, right? I mean, I was somewhat in a position where if they really wanted to, they could have probably taken advantage of me, to a certain degree. If greed and money hungry is all they were about, they could have probably come in and said, well, I mean, stinks that thing came in, 10% higher than what you were expecting, but I think that we want a little bit more of the equity on this, and I think that we should, but there's none of that, right? And the way that they invested, their knowledge and their teams and then honestly even their own money into me as a new doctor partner into their organization, that showed me that their belief structure and that their genuine desire to direct the course of how this industry needs to go is it's just the right way to do it.
Yeah.
It's just the right way to do it. And I mean, yeah, I mean, they're great guys, and I couldn't be happier with the decision, how that worked out, and it has translated into a marriage that has just been perfect. Absolutely.
I love that. Winston, I love your story. Obviously, just listening there, because there's so many dentists out there that have that entrepreneurial spirit that you have, right? That you did everything right. You were hustling up everything. You were getting all the information and whatnot, but then you saw an opportunity there. So there's going to be a lot of doctors out there that are watching this right now who kind of have the same kind of path that you went on. They're on the same path. They're entrepreneurs. They want to be owner doctors. They don't want to be associates. They want to call the shots. They got in dentistry for those reasons there. But they're listening right now. They're like, okay, but here's this guy who had everything together, and then he partnered with MB2. Why should I partner with MB2? What do you say to those young docs who are, they're like the younger version of you right now, going through that whole process, and they're thinking, well, I'll just work a little harder and just do it myself. What do you say to those guys?
It's pretty simple. I know without a shadow of doubt, I could have opened up this office.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pulled it along enough. I'm a part of the Nifty Thrifty group. I'm a part of making a dental startup group. I know how this goes.
Yeah.
What I do understand though is that the pie that I would have made by myself is probably about this big. With having NB2 on board, our pie is now this big.
Yeah.
And it's going to be able to turn into this big much faster than I could have ever changed this into this even. And yeah, 100% of this is, great, but I mean, we're talking the growth rate that we're having at this specific office that I have. I mean, it's like, honestly, it's like tech industry type growth.
Yeah.
100% year over year. I mean, we are just knocking it out of the park. I mean, like ortho starts that's, going gangbusters, and I would have never been able to implement, let alone create a operating agreement between me and an orthodontist coming into the office. I would have never been able to actually figure that out like this, and then be able to immediately offer my patients right upon opening, hey, it's Melissa Dental and Orthodontics. I'm a general dentist. I always envisioned with the way that I was building the office to have associates in there and have orthodontists come in, but again, I didn't know how to implement that program. They have it. And as a result, we're able to start day one with say like 9 or 10 ortho starts the first day. I mean, again, this is the pie, we're starting here now, right? And even if I have a sliver of it, it's still a much bigger pie.
It's bigger than what this pie, that sliver of that is bigger than this pie. And you hit on something that, man, I think people just need to really understand is, can you do a lot of things on your own? Sure. I mean, right? Like, can we cut our own lawn, right? Yeah, we can, right? Can we do our own remodeling? Yeah. I mean, if you have average intelligence, you can do a lot of stuff on your own. But why do we get people to do it for us? Because they can do it probably more efficiently, and that's not the best use of our time. And so I want to bring that to, there's young docs who are thinking, well, I'll set up my own ortho, and I'll set up my own, I'll just go through. Here's something that you understand, because we're all in the same Facebook groups. I'll just go through the Facebook groups and just ask a bunch of people. Compare that, asking a bunch of people on Facebook to actually having a dedicated team at MB2 helping you do it. What's the big difference there?
Yeah, I mean, so, okay, again, I'm going to stick with the pie metaphor right now. That pie of mine, if I did it alone, I mean, it'd be full of sugars and fats and, not much fruit or anything good, right? I mean, because it doesn't have as much meat in it that is, good in producing profits, right? MB2, whenever you have them and they have their established team that knows how to implement an ortho program, they can't help become efficient at it, and as a result, when take marketing, for example, take the IT team, take any one of those entities, okay, that MB2 helps you out with. They have 200, 300 some odd offices at this point, right? So I have one of the marketing guys sends me, hey, this is an e-blast, so we're looking at sending out to all the offices. What do you think about it? That probably costs my office specifically, maybe, if you really look at it, probably like $1 or something, yeah, right? Yeah. Whereas if I owned an office by myself, it would take me, hiring out a marketing team that would then, give that to me, and it's going to cost me $6 for that same e-blast. And hey, like, I'm going to be able to really curate it, and I can, send it back to MB2 and say, hey, thanks, but no thanks. I want you to redo it, and I want you to do this, because again, I have complete autonomy about everything in my office, So, I mean, no matter what, it always comes back to me to run the ship the way I want to. I mean, so it's just perfect match.
Yeah, I love it. I love that, how you put that there. And, there's going to be a lot of people watching this right now. There's going to be people who are on the fence, right? And they're listening and they're like, okay, well, this this sounds great and all. And what would you say to those people who are kind of on the fence? They're wondering if working with MB2 is the right decision, or maybe they should just kind of grind it on their own, or maybe they should sell out to another DSO. What is your advice to them about MB2 if they're considering MB2?
The thing that I would make sure that I did if I was one of them is, again, it takes 8+ years after high school to become a dentist, right? I mean, this is a lifelong commitment that you're making to have this office. This is effectively going to be your baby. I mean, my office is my baby. Your office is your baby. I mean, you care so much about it, right? You can't afford to get into a relationship with people that aren't doing it right. Mm-hmm. I mean, and whenever you hear about the stories of, oh yeah, well, this DSO is terrible because they do this and they completely upended the way that my office was run, and I can't get this supply and I can't do this and I have to, answer to somebody else. But I mean, the way I see it is that MB2 understands that there's so many efficiencies to be made that they don't have to be like out to get you at all. Right. Like again, they're good guys. Back to how they invested in me and my story and everything. It's shown that they understand that. Go back to the pie reference. Now we're dealing with the dang pizza. Like one of those big like Pizza Hut foot long pizzas, right? Like pizza like the foot. What's that called? Like the 3-foot pizza.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So they get that there's enough for everybody to be successful and for everybody to win. There's no reason with the amount of efficiencies in all of our everyday life that dentistry as an industry can't find efficiencies where everyone wins. I mean, if you want to get some unicorn coasters tonight, you can you can go on to Amazon.com and you can search it and send it to your house within the next couple of hours. I mean, like that's the type of world we live in, and those are efficiencies that are going to be found in the dental profession so long as you look for them. And if you do look for them, you'd be on fire about finding these efficiencies, because as a result, you create a more profitable practice, and you're able to go and live the life that you want to, whether it be hanging out with your kids or going sailing across the world or going buying an island or something. I don't care what you do, right? But it's finding people that you can trust in this ever-changing environment to partner with. And MB2 has proven to me time and time again that they were absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, the right decision for me and my culture and the way that I see the industry evolving and changing. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And so, before we log off here, I want to ask you this big question I've been asking all the owners that we're doing the spotlight with, and that is, what are your plans for the future as an MB2 owner doctor? What's your plans? What's your big vision here? I'm sure you're already planning. You're the type of guy who's already planned things out. So, what is your big vision here as far as working with MB2 for the future?
And
don't say I just want to make enough money to buy an island. I need you to be real specific here, Winston. Real specific.
Yeah. So to be honest, I've learned this with time and how I put together that office before actually partnering with MB2. Right, I was playing civil engineer, I was playing architect, I was playing, dentist on the side, I was playing dad, I was playing, husband, I was playing all of these things, right? I know that what's going to give me my best rate of return right now in my time is to focus on Melissa Dental.
Yeah.
And doing whatever I can do in order to bring value to that. Now, I know that yes, I could look up and say, okay, well, do I want to invest in their sidecars? Do I want to, which I do, do I want to open up another practice? Do I want to, work with MB2 in some sort of corporate capacity, something like that? Because there are opportunities, abound. I know that if I just put my nose to the grindstone and I do what I know I can do best, which is getting that office just flying. Again, it's boring, but again, I'm a part of that team and I know my place on that team right now. The marketing guys, they need to stick with their marketing stuff. My ortho team, they need to stick with ortho, and they need to, get that going. And I need to be, the dental, general dental operating owner there. And we are going to, as a group, collectively grow this in a way that, it's so exciting. Yeah, I get super excited and pumped up and fired up, about, knowing that we are in an environment where the industry is changing and you're able to find, profit margins in places where you previously couldn't. In this day and age, given the vast amount of, again, efficiencies, that are available, I'm just super excited. I couldn't be more pumped up. And I know that MB2, that we have a culture of people that are super excited about where dentistry is going. We want to find, more people like us, and we know they're out there because people are trying to hang shingles. They're starting, their own offices and whatnot. And hey, I applaud you all, absolutely go get it. But I just know that I found, a way for me to get somewhere at a faster rate than I would have ever been able to get to on my own. And I think that that's where the secret sauce to MB2 lies.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And, I was so excited, guys. I was so excited to get Winston on here because, the dude is he got me pumped up, man. I'm super pumped. I'm not even working today. I feel like driving back up to that. He got me pumped up. But the great thing is that that's what MB2 is all about, right? There's different Facebook groups out there. There's a bunch of people out there that have a bunch of opinions, right? The thing about MB2 is that we have some high standards. Not just anyone becomes an owner doctor. Everyone's at a certain standard. And so when we're working with each other, when we're getting advice from each other, we're getting it from people who are legit, right? Who know what they're doing, who are, have high expectations. They're very motivated. That's the difference, right? Your peer group becomes people who you can trust. It's not like a bunch of social media where people are saying different things and you don't even know if their practice is doing okay. No, everyone in MB2, there's a certain threshold there. So, and everyone's different. So I love the fact that Winston comes with all this energy here. Guys, if you want to learn more about MB2, reach out to Winston. He's got a great story. I got a great story. So many of the owner doctors that we have spotlighted here have great stories. So Winston, thank you so much for doing this, man. And I can't look forward to meeting you soon in one of the owner retreats. And guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Take care, guys.